Welcome to Dark Horizon Creations. I'm Mike. This time we're taking a look at the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron Luke Skywalker's X-Wing Starfighter by Jazzwares. Now, if you hadn't already, please follow, like, and subscribe to my social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so you get a notification of when I post new content. Okay, so here we have Luke's X-Wing Starfighter for the Micro Galaxy Squadron Wave 1. So I was at an area Walmart a few nights ago, and I came across these completely by chance. There were a couple of X-Wings on the pegs, a couple of TIE Fighters, and an AT-ST. I grabbed all of them. And that was actually the first time that I was made aware of the retail cost of these toys, less than $14 here in the US. Prior to that, I had not seen the MSRP on the Starfighter class. Now, back in September of last year, I ordered the Millennium Falcon and Slave 1 from Walmart, but I refused to buy any of the others because they were going for 2 to 3 and even 4 times what the MSRP is in the store. So I declined to buy them because I realized at the size of the toy and for what it was, that was just too much money to invest. Now, if you're watching this review and you don't know anything about the X-Wing, you just know it's a spaceship within Star Wars. This is the Incom T-65B Space Superiority Starfighter. This is the mainline starfighter produced by the Incom Corporation. It is their most successful design to date, and it is the successor to the Z-95 Headhunter. So throughout the galaxy, many planetary defense forces and sector security forces use the T-65B as their primary line of defense against pirates and mercenaries. They were the most widely produced starfighter by the Incom Corporation, and due to their availability, they were utilized by the Alliance to restore the Republic as their primary starfighter to counter the threat posed by the Empire's TIE Fighter class series of fighters. Now, the T-65 X-Wing is 13.4 meters in length, 11.76 meters wide, and 2.4 meters tall. The maximum acceleration of the X-Wing is 3,700 G, and is rated for 100 MGLT or megalight per hour. That is a rating for the sublight engines. The maximum atmospheric speed of the T-65B is 1,050 kph. It is equipped with 4 Incom 4L4 fusion thrust engines, with each engine being equipped with a Class 1 Corsair GBK 585 hyperdrive motivator. This is the same hyperdrive motivator equipped on the UT-60D U-Wing engines. The defensive shielding on the T-65 is a Chempat Defender Deflector Shield Projector system. The navigation system is supplemented by an onboard astromech droid. The targeting systems for the T-65B include a Fabritech ANQ 3.6 tracking computer, a AN 344B sightline holographic imaging system, and heads-up display. It's armed with 4 Taman-backed KX-9 laser cannons and 2 Krupp's MG7 proton torpedo launchers. It is equipped with a Geidenhauser ejection seat and life support and consumables for 1 week. T-65B cost 150,000 credits new and 65,000 credits used. So that's just a brief overview of the in-universe background information on the T-65B X-Wing. So take a look at that packaging. You got your nice bubble display packaging there, nice artwork in the background, your Star Wars banner in the upper left, launch edition sticker in the upper right. The inset, you've got your Luke Skywalker X-Wing pilot and R2-D2 minifigs. So on the back of the packaging, in the left center, you have a cutout blueprint of the X-Wing, which you can collect. In the upper right, you've got some of the features of the X-Wing. If you push on the cargo compartment door, it will eject R2-D2. You can see that the S-foils open and close and lock into position. And down in the lower right, you have the other ships in the Starfighter class from Wave 1. Okay, so here we have Luke's X-Wing outside of the packaging. Again, I want to take a look at the minifigs. Let's talk about these guys first. So we'll get Luke and bring him in close so you guys can see him. All the attention to detail. There's some paint apps on there. His arms will move up. He can bend over at the waist, and his legs will move back and forth. And that's about it. That's all he will do. Now, for those of you curious about the actual dimensions of these action figures, I will bring out a micrometer so that we can measure these guys and see how tall they are. And Luke is 25.3 millimeters in height. And you can take him, place him in the cockpit of the X-Wing. I'm going to leave cockpit open so we can take a look at that in just a moment. So let's bring in R2-D2 so you guys can see him. I've repainted him, weathered him up, repainted some of the sensors, the blue utility arms on him right here. But all the way around, really nice action figure for this scale. Now, if you're wondering about the scale of R2, he is 16.4 millimeters in height. And we will take him, place him in the astromech port on the X-Wing like so. Now let's talk about the X-Wing itself. Let's bring it in close so you guys can see the detail. Now I have repainted this ship. I've weathered it. But all the way around, you can see it's really nice. I've repainted the struts on the landing gear there. See those? The magnetic flashback suppressors on the laser cannons here. That's the curved part behind the tip of the laser cannon. Let's take a look at the cockpit. You guys can see there's some molded detail in there for the instrumentation, things like that. Canopy will snap down and close like so. And I've painted the impellers and the engine intake, as well as the engine exhaust. I've painted this section gunmetal, these sections gunmetal. See the landing struts there. Landing gear will fold up like so. Come back here and open up your strike foils. He's good to go. Really nice looking ship for this scale. I do like this. A lot of attention to detail. And they do come with some weathering applied to them. I just went a little bit heavy on this one. All the way around, it's a really nice looking toy. And there's the cargo compartment. If you press that up, it will raise R2 up out of the astromech port. And when you close the strike foils, you can see how the fuselage is angled. You just have to angle it back. I had one of Luke's X-Wings from the Action Fleet back in the 90s, and it did the exact same thing. Now, for those of you curious about the dimensions of the X-Wing, I'll bring out my micrometer again and get it right on the nose. It is 138.7 millimeters in length. And let's see, 119.6 millimeters in width. Overall, this is a really cool toy. If you're a serious Star Wars collector, you definitely need to add this to your collection. I can see the value on these exponentially increasing over time. If you're into toy photography, these would be awesome as a standalone miniatures shot, but they would also work great with mixed scale photography. So there you have the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron Luke Skywalker X-Wing Starfighter by Jazzwares.